Hi, another film I watched this week was VHS 2, the second in a series of anthology found footage horror movies with an overall arc of people finding tapes of bizarre events leading to horrific death and watching them in series, leading them to madness and murder spreading slowly like an epidemic. The second film in the series has the framing story of people investigating one of the characters from the first film having gone missing and discovering a hideout filled with tapes and video machines. And the characters watch four of these as the story unfolds. The first is something I've seen before of a character being fitted with a new bionic eye, but it allows them to see ghosts. They team up with another character who has a bionic hearing aid, which allows them to hear the ghosts. But it's really quite unoriginal and unengaging. And I was surprised that it came from someone like Adam Wingard, who's been so highly praised. The second film, or the second story rather, is about a biker who, while on a forest trail, is bitten by a zombie, turns himself, and then we see through the camera on his helmet the rampage he goes on. This actually works extremely well with seeing the zombie's point of view of carnage and gradually being brought back to his own self and his own memories after a series of mishaps. It's really well done, really well executed, and I think despite being, again, not a very original idea, it's performed extremely well. The third, co-directed by Gareth Wynne Evans of the Raid movies, is set in Indonesia and is about a camera crew investigating a cult which, during their visit, becomes a suicide cult as they attempt to resurrect a demon. This, I think, was the weakest of the four because even though the first I thought wasn't terribly original, it sticks rigidly to its concept. This, it goes completely out of the window. It feels like a script repurposed from something else. The found footage idea gets thrown out fairly quickly, and we wind up just with characters' points of view having VHS video artifacts because we're just watching through characters' eyes rather than through cameras that the characters are using. And the vision of the demon at the end of the story I thought looked extremely poor. Very obviously, the head is just a hat sitting on top of an actor's head with a very elongated neck to accommodate their own vision. The fourth and final story from Jason Eisener, the director of Hobo with a Shotgun, is about an escalating prank war between a young brother and his friends and against his older sister and her boyfriend and his friends. But this is interrupted when their isolated house is attacked by aliens who try to abduct them for horrible reasons unknown. This works very well. There's a good atmosphere, an original concept, and some nice character dynamics. It really feels like a movie in miniature, but it's spoiled by the appalling visual effects. When it's just using sound and light, it works rather well, but when we actually see the aliens, they look like pound shop Halloween costumes, and it really spoils the atmosphere. That has been expanded into a feature film called Kids vs. Aliens, which I'd be very interested to see. And I'd be interested to see some of the other VHS movies. There is now, I think, 6 in total, as well as a couple of other similar anthologies like the ABCs of Death. The standard of the production is generally good. Evans has made other better work. Wingard has made The Guest, which I was very impressed with. I forget who made the second film, but I'm sure they've done other fine work. It's reasonable overall. I think the production standards do drag it down and occasionally the lack of originality. But there is definitely enough here for me to be interested in seeing some of the others.